Hello YouTube, welcome to part 3. We have everything and anything down in there. We have a couple pennies, a piece of steel. We have some paper napkin in there, you can see it. And we're filling that full of epoxy from the bottom. We got that in there. And that's going to fill all that gap in there. As far as the drill, the pressure on the drill is going to be going this way, which will be up. But there'll be side to side, but we just got some regular little screws in there to hold that. This will be shaped. And I'm thinking about painting this silver so it looks like aluminum. I know it's cobbled together, but you'll see when it's done. It'll be a pretty good flat base for the front of that drill to set down in. We have it lined up the best we can of the hole. This is kind of the center, okay? Here's the pipe, that's the center. So that screw right there is about the center of the hole. But it doesn't have to be perfect. The drill's like, you know, if you're turning your drill press like this to get on center, the thing is when we put the drill in, we're going to adjust it like this, you know, back and forth. And we got squares and things to do that. Okay, enough yak. We'll show you when we get the other side done. Make sure this stuff's set up. This is that real quick stuff. So it's set up enough to pour the other side, but we're leaving this cardboard in here. Okay, we'll be back when we do the other side. Well, what do you think? Can you see I use cardboard to build this up like a dam for the epoxy and the Bondo? Oh, the epoxy's way down in there. I mean, it just soaked so far in that I probably have at least a 1/4 inch of Bondo down in here, which doesn't matter. This cardboard can come out of here. I have it in there while I'm sanding though. We can get that out of there. I'm going to paint this gray aluminum paint with model car paint. I have to find a shape for this though. I'll set the drill in here once, but we said this as square as we could be to be in line with that shaft and then the pipe where it rides up and down. This thing's kind of twisted a little bit because of the way it's set here, but it does all line up. That's weird. In the instructions, if you can read it in the picture, it says if it wobbles side to side, you can turn this thing a little bit. It's in there. To take the wobble out of this thing, so don't wobble like this. It's good. I'll fix that problem. It is kind of funny they make something like that. We're just jammed this little piece around there, and I'll show you it real quick. If you can see how it's made in that aluminum, it is kind of funny where that'll take the wobble out of it, like an afterthought. Not putting down the product. I mean, it works. It's just to drill holes. It's not a milling machine. Okay, let's get back to work. The bottom, you don't need to see it. It's ugly. It'll stay ugly. I just want to do this nice and actually put some silver paint so this does not look like a piece of wood. It looked like it might have been molded or something. You know what I mean. I think you do. Okay, what do you think? I chamfered the edges. Everything's magnetic. I don't have a router, so I did it by hand. I chamfered it. This stuff sands away easily. Okay. We're done. I don't know if you can see it, so we're going to use the light. On the right is shiny aluminum model car paint. I don't think you... And that's some silver gray. See it? I think I'm going to go with the silver gray. That's just too shiny. See it? How it shines? Take away the light. I mixed that up. That had some black in it to darken it. It used to be aluminum paint. We're going with that, and then if we think it's too dark, we can always redo it. So we're not even going to primer it. The wood will soak it up. So let's get this done, and we'll show you what it looks like. Well, what do you think? This is paint on here, okay? Remember when I showed you on the base of this drill how this is like it's coated? So it is a gray. It's not like raw aluminum. And that's more like raw aluminum. This is painted. So is this down in here. You can see right ground on it. Edge looks kind of funky. It's just the way that MDF is. Even painted down in the hole. And that's my shape I came up with. Now this looks like it could have been like maybe some adapter or something, or maybe, you know, if somebody looked at and never seen one of these, they just would think, well, maybe that's factory. You know, this would give it away. They see the screws on the other side, but at first glance at it with a drill in it, which you'll see, I mean, it's going to be hard to tell that it's not made that way. That's what we're going for. Even the clamp that holds the drill and stuff, we'll probably make a piece of wood and curve it and stuff to hold the drill just right, and then we'll take that clamp I showed you and make it fit, and then we'll paint that piece of wood the same. There you go. I'm not going to show you the bottom because the bottom's nasty. I may snap a photo once I'm done with it. This is hard to find a way to hang on to this because you don't want to drop this and break something. So it's precariously clamped there. I mean, it's pretty solid right now. You can wobble it, but should I paint the top of that where that's rusted and I tried sanding it? Or should I just leave it alone? What would you do? I think I'll dab some paint on there. Maybe I will. Depends on if I remember or not. You know, you can always put Sharpie marker over metal too, and it'll kind of help keep the rust off of something. So you can put some black Sharpie on there. I just didn't take the time to clean it up that much. Everything is magnetic. Everything in this. I swore my rotary tool does it, or, oh, using that belt sander over there will do it. Remember, wintertime dry, everything's static. Okay, hope you're all enjoying this build. I hope this thing, but I don't see why it won't work good. It's not going to be a heavy-duty drill press. But we didn't really take away any structural strength. We left these ribs. You know, all we did was we got rid of those little ribs that were sticking up here. Okay, back to work. See how nasty that is? We're going to grind the epoxy and everything off and just slap some paint on there. Told you it was nasty looking. And there you go, there's the bottom. That piece is still sticking through here. Said I had a couple of pennies there too, because there was a gap in here and that board was tipped. I had to spring it like this way by shoving something in there. I know this probably should have been bolts, but can you see the difference? This is painted, this is factory. Because like I said, that's not raw aluminum. Whatever they put on there, it's not a paint, it's like some kind of anodizing. But yeah, I'm glad I didn't go with the shiny aluminum paint. So this was aluminum paint I'd put black in and dull it down one time. Because I think I was touching up something old or doing something I wanted to look, excuse me, look like an antique or something. There you go. So this is all bedded in something solid. See, that's the whole idea. So this is solid. It won't rock or move. Okay, that's it for this part. We're out of here. Well, it's the best way to do this. Otherwise, I get it too much jumbled together. So, see you next time.